Un acuerdo de 28.75 millones de dólares por un accidente automovilístico. El cliente quedó paralizado. El bufete de abogado que representó y lideró este caso obtuvo este acuerdo de más de 28 millones de dólares para el cliente que, como les explicaba, quedó paralizado tras un accidente. El caso era considerado complejo porque no hubo contacto entre los vehículos. Sin colisión física, el equipo legal mostró allí bastante habilidad para resolver esto, ya que tuvo que haber una investigación exhaustiva sobre el patrón en que se condució y la responsabilidad de la empresa. De esto vamos a estar hablando el día de hoy en nuestro camino legal con Heinz Law Firm. Como todas las semanas tenemos a nuestro experto en el tema, el abogado Matthew C. Heinz. Matt, bienvenido, welcome. La primera pregunta, Matt, y que a mí me causó mucha curiosidad, es ¿cómo se puede hacer en casos donde no hay contacto físico entre los vehículos para poder establecer una responsabilidad legal de alguna de las partes?
Hey, Carlos. Wow, this is a crazy case. Now, in Georgia, yes, you can recover for a no contact car incident. And basically, what happens in these situations is, let's say somebody's driving two cars, one's about to come over and crash into the other car, which causes this car to move out and avoid the collision. If this car moves and crashes bad because they were trying to avoid this car, then yes, they can recover. That has happened. We've actually had situations like that. It definitely helps if you have a witness, a video, or something, some sort of evidence proving what happened.
¿Cuáles son el tipo de evidencias más importantes en este tipo de casos? Testigos, registros, experticias. Para ti, ¿cuál es lo clave?
Yeah, no, really, that's what I was saying in my last answer. And the evidence in this case is going to be very important because you can't show from the car damage what happened. So traffic cameras, but definitely eyewitnesses, so important. This is why it's important anytime there's an accident to write down the name and numbers of a witness. Because if this driver says, I didn't do anything, if this driver says, yes, you did, all you have is two people arguing. There's no real proof. So video cameras and witnesses are going to be very helpful. So we can get accident reconstructionists, experts to go in, look at the roads, look at the cars, look at everything, and try to understand what happened. We can use that, and we've used those experts before, but the best is a witness, no doubt.
¿Cuál sería el rol de la negligencia corporativa en el caso de accidentes vehiculares, accidentes laborales?
So in something like this, or when we're looking at corporate negligence or the company's wrongdoing, like what did the company do wrong when one of their employees is driving and causes an accident? Usually it is in the hiring process that the company did not screen and did not investigate that person before they hired them. All right. For example, let's say this company hires this person to drive. This person has 3 DUIs. This company should know about that and not hire them for driving, certainly, because they've exhibited problems with driving. Or maybe they've been in 10 crashes in the last 2 years. Well, you probably shouldn't have somebody driving for you that's been in that many accidents. So usually the corporate negligence is in the hiring process.
¿Qué tan común es que este tipo de acuerdos millonarios pase? ¿Y qué es lo que motiva que esto suceda?
Okay, Carlos, no, that's a great question. Let me add something to what I just said there. I said the corporate negligence or the company's responsibility is oftentimes in the hiring, but it's also a failure to act. So if the company has a driver that's been in an accident, but the company doesn't investigate or do anything about it and then lets that driver continue to drive and then he causes another accident, then the company can be responsible because they didn't act fast enough. They were on notice that this guy was a bad driver, but they didn't do anything. Now, when you ask me about these big verdicts, that is usually when there's a very serious injury that's going to affect the person for the rest of their life. Brain trauma, paralysis, losing a limb, something that's going to really change that person's life forever. And another thing is loss of future earnings. So if that person made $1 million a year, then they're going to lose that million for the next 40 or 50 years of their life. So that's a lot of money that they lost. So those are two different things that can come into play when you're determining how valuable a case is.
Ahora, aquí también voy a jugar un poquito lo de abogado del diablo para que la gente entienda. ¿Por qué la otra parte decidió negociar y no ir a juicio, desde tu punto de vista?
That is a great question. But negotiation is always better because you know what the outcome is going to be. It may not be the best outcome, but at least you know what's going to happen. When you go to a trial and with a jury, you don't know. It could be $1 million or it could be zero. So a lot of people want to stay safe. Let's say, for instance, you're injured and the insurance company is offering you $50,000. Now you could go to court and do really well and get maybe 200, maybe. Or you also could get zero. And sometimes it's better, rather than trying to get the 200, but risking to get zero, it's better just to be safe and get maybe 110 or 120. Then you know you're going to get something and you're not left without anything after a horrible accident.
Les recuerdo que el número telefónico que estuvo apareciendo en pantalla durante toda esta transmisión, este video, es el número donde puede recibir ayuda legal por parte del abogado Matt y de su equipo. Ayuda legal en accidentes de auto, accidentes laborales o compensación laboral. Si tiene algún caso de ticket que necesite resolver o defensa criminal, ahí está el número telefónico donde puede llamar. Yo soy Carlos Moreno, reporta con el abogado Matt, y esto fue el camino legal de Heinz Law Firm a través de SOS News.